look better.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday.
Is it my camera?
I don't know. It's fine. You're
Because
good.
it's just not.
Yeah.
Hang on, Instagram.
All right. While Christina is doing that, welcome
So much
to
better.
the Nursing School Show.
I got lotion on my camera.
Oh,
That's
dry
what it was.
weather
I
time.
was like,
It's lotion on your hands, which means lotions on your phones.
what is going on?
So, anyway, welcome to the Nursing School Show. Christina,
Hello.
Matthew, we are here to ask
We're here to
nursing school
ask
questions.
you all the nursing school
Yes,
questions.
we're asking and we'll see what happens. No, we're here to answer nursing school questions, particularly your nursing school questions. So be sure to pop those down in the comments. We will get through as many as possible. We want to answer as many that will help as many people as possible as well, because that's what we're here to do. We are here to help you pass nursing school, to feel confident in nursing school, and to get a life back while in nursing school.
Get your life back in nursing
Get your
school.
life back in nursing school. Yeah. I think that's
Get
accurate.
a life.
Get a life.
in
Get a life in
nursing
nursing school. That,
Who's been there?
yeah.
Raise your hand. Me.
I'm not in nursing school, but while Christina was going through nursing school, yeah, it affected me a little bit.
How so? Now I'm curious.
Now, oh, interesting. I think just I had to watch movies alone. That's what she studied.
Oh,
It was-
poor Matthew.
It was sad. There
That's
were the
hilarious.
yeah.
Yeah.
We watched a lot of Friends because that was your stress relief. Was
Oh,
watching
okay. So
lots
let
of
me
Friends.
tell you something. I don't know if I have actually said this before. My post finals routine. Let's talk about it. What do you do after an exam? Tell me. What do you do after an exam? For me, after exams, I would still study. But after finals, like when the term is over, I would come home and I would watch Friends reruns.
Back when it was
There
on
you go.
Netflix.
Back when it was on Netflix.
And
Is it
back
not
when we
anymore?
had Netflix.
We
No,
don't have Netflix. I wouldn't know.
they moved over to, I don't know, there's a bunch of streaming services now, so I don't know which one. But, yep, it is no longer there, and
It
we
is
are no longer on.
Hallmark all up in here.
Yes, it is Christmas, according to Hallmark. And according to us, our
It's
trees up and
Christmas
everywhere.
all year long,
Yep.
according to Hallmark.
So,
Yeah, sleep,
we're doing good.
eat. There you go. Take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So, yeah, it did affect me. We went through it as a team.
we did. We are a team.
All
A+. Go
right.
team.
So we're here to answer your questions. Go ahead and pop them in and we will get to them. Let's just start with this question up here from Kayla. There we go. Kayla.
It's hard to read.
It's hard to read on Facebook because it's
Facebook.
white text and we have a really bright background. So Kayla, I'm failing anatomy and can't seem to grasp it. My teacher is not very good. Sad face. And there is no tutors.
Sad face.
I can't remember heart and blood flow. I am so overwhelmed.
Oh, I have a great video on heart and blood flow for you, Kayla. So if you go to YouTube, type in Nursing SOS. What's it called? Pathway of blood flow through the heart.
Yeah.
Go to YouTube.
Is that it's
Search.
there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
there. Go to
okay.
YouTube, search Nursing SOS, Pathway of Blood, or Nursing SOS blood flow, something like that. That should get you there. So you should be able to find the right video if you search that, hopefully. But I have a really great breakdown. Side note. Okay, we're just gonna be apparently chatty today.
Okay, we'll chat.
My first,
Okay.
when we started Nursing SOS,
Yes.
do you remember? You remember, of course, because it was terrifying. My first Facebook Live ever.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
My first Facebook Live. I thought I was going to die. I was so scared and so nervous. And it was Pathway of Blood Flow through the Heart. And I'm pretty sure I have since deleted it there, but I still have it somewhere. I think I deleted that one off my Facebook because it was so bad.
Okay.
I shouldn't have. I should have just left it. But if you want to go laugh at Christina, just go on our Facebook page and search like live videos from 3 years ago or YouTube videos from 3 years ago.
So I'm
There you
curious
go.
as a nursing novice. So back to Kayla and just struggling with anatomy. Is that pre-nursing or is that nursing school?
That could be either or.
Either. So are you in
Yep.
pre-nursing or are you in nursing school? I am curious as the non-nursing person here. So
Good question.
and then right now, Brandy checking in clinical.
Hello.
So to catch everyone up, for those not here on Monday, Brandy had her very first clinical Monday night. So we were chatting about that on the AMA. If you want to take a look, a gander at that, go ahead and look at our Monday live. It's there on our YouTube channel. But she's checking in. Hello, Brandy. Clinicals was fun. I did have to perform a head-to-toe assessment on my patient.
Oh boy, so they just
threw you
in the deep end. Good for you. How did it go?
Yeah, how did it go?
How did your head-to-toe assessment go? Did it take you 16 hours like it took me the first time? And if it didn't take you 16 hours like it did me, I consider that a win. So there you go. Congratulations,
really cool.
Brandy.
Yeah, thank you for coming back and letting us know.
Exam on pain management. Yes, Brandy, inside the Nursing SOS membership community. Guess what, my friends? We just dropped a ton of medications into the, not medications, medication videos, into the medication database, pharmacology database.
It's in the pharmacology course. It's the medication database.
There you go. Inside
it is in there.
The Nursing SOS membership
we have
community.
100 and over 120 over around there.
Something, 120 something, 127, I think.
Individual medications.
Yep.
Across all different sorts of classes. Pharmacological classes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. All the things.
I can pretend that I know these things. I can.
That's great. So yes, we do have those inside the Nursing SOS membership community now. We're still working on the database, but so good. We have so many videos for you in there. There you go.
Here you go.
I hope it helps. Brandy graded me 20 minutes. You are a rock star. That's not even, I couldn't even have fathomed a 20-minute head-to-toe assessment in my first term of nursing school. That was not even within the realm of possibility for me. You're a rock star. There you go. Actually, take that back because when we went and tested on the head-to-toe assessment, it was 20 minutes, and you had to do it in 20 minutes.
Oh, you had to do it in 20 minutes. So that was the checkoff.
Yeah, that was the checkoff.
So we were talking about this on Monday. So for the head to toe, did you have to check off the head to toe before you actually did it on a patient?
No. So no. So the thing with the head to toe assessment is basically assessing the patient. You're not doing any interventions with them. So it's basically looking at the patient, stethoscope, respiratory rate, listening to their lungs, their heart, their belly, all the things. So it's not invasive. It's not anything. So I guess, I don't know, depending on maybe some state somewhere says, oh, you have to check off your head to toe assessment before you do it. But according to my knowledge, Washington State is not one of those. So
okay.
We got to do it.
All right.
Before we checked off on
Great. I've done it on my husband 100 times, and anyone who comes over is at risk for doing this. There you go.
That's awesome.
That's what we talk about. Practice, practice, practice.
Practice, practice. That's great.
So
I love it.
Awesome. Dre on YouTube. I believe I answered your exact question last Wednesday. Which stethoscope do you use? What do you listen to? So go ahead and look back last Wednesday. That video has what stethoscope we use. We, as in Christina, she uses a pink one. So you have to use a pink one in order to succeed in nursing school, is the bottom line.
Really?
Pink.
Your stethoscope must be pink.
Yes.
In order for you to pass nursing school, obviously. Obviously.
So we did.
I'm wearing a pink scarf.
We did talk about that.
What my favorite color is?
I think probably the big thing that we did talk about that I didn't know about, and someone brought it up when we talked about it again last Wednesday, is make sure to check with your nursing school or the clinical sites or whatever if they have any rules and regulations about color, because they might be against pink for some odd reason.
Charlotte, was it you?
I think it might have been.
I think it was Charlotte who said, no, it has to be a particular color, like their stethoscope, which is crazy to me.
Yeah. Anyway. So Go ahead if you want more details. It was last Wednesday, I
It's
believe.
an MDF.
Yep.
It is not a Littman. I have a Littman somewhere around here. I would show you, but it's upstairs. I brought it with me. Oh, here's the box.
There's
Why do I have the box?
I don't know. We still have the boxes.
We still have the box.
So I keep boxes to everything. We actually
He does.
Yeah, we actually just are starting to clean out the boxes, but you never know when you need a new good box.
Yeah,
Especially one with a picture of a stethoscope on it, apparently.
I have a Littman, never used it. This is the one that I use. It's an MDF. Can you see that? Screenshot, everybody? Screenshot? Actually, here, let me show you the... Oh, here's all the numbers. Do you want to screenshot that? I don't know. Can you see that?
I don't know. I'm trying to...
I don't know. Oh, sorry, babe. There you go. Can you screenshot that? See all the numbers? I don't know. I hope that worked. Maybe it was upside down. I'm sorry. I don't know. It's an MDF, and it's hot pink, which is obviously what it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Hot pink. Needs to be hot pink.
Needs to be hot pink in order for you to succeed in nursing
Exactly.
school.
That is...
For obvious reasons.
I'm going to stick to that.
Oh, that's great.
Let's see. While we're talking about the medication database that we released in the membership community.
Yep.
So it is in the membership community under our pharmacology course. Medication databases is all there. We have a lot of different medications in there for you to look through and study. Janine was asking, I'm struggling in pharmacology this semester. Do you have any suggestions on studying tips?
Of course I do.
Let's just talk about meds.
Of course I have studying tips. In the nursing school study system, if you have this, Janine, pull it out because I will walk through it with you. It is on page 22 of the nursing school study system. Was this your 22?
Or me saying peace. I'm Asian. All right.
Page 22, how to study pharmacology in nursing school. If you do not have the nursing school study system, I highly recommend it. Go to nursingschoolofsuccess.com/study system. Basically, every question that you've ever had about how to study in nursing school is in here.
I don't think we've come across a question that is not in there
I don't think so, honestly, because we jump on these AMAs and we get questions all day, every day about how to study in nursing school, and I'm constantly like, study system, in the study system. That's in the study system. It's on page 44. That's a study system. It's on page 34. That's a study system. It's on page 22.
So it is our step-by-step guide through nursing school. It's the DIY version, the kind of curated version down from the membership site. So if you're not in the membership community and you want to take a look at the study guide, that is it right there.
Study system.
The study
It is not a
system.
study guide. A study guide is like disorders and stuff. Like study guide.
Okay.
That's what I would consider a study guide. I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe the actual definition of a study guide is this.
It's a guide to studying.
Study system
is my definition
studying.
of study guide. So
that's a good definition.
Yeah.
I would imagine that it would be like, like a study guide, right?
So, whereas this is a study system, which is a
content.
system through studying.
Which makes it a study guide.
So.
That's a question. I'm going to have to think on that one.
All right.
All right. Study system. So it's on page 22. The biggest thing that you're going to want to make sure is that you are remembering your medications by pharmacologic class. Yes, please. So here's the thing. When you are studying pharmacology and learning all of your medications, there can be like a ton of different medications in one class. One pharmacologic class, there can be a ton of medications. And you could memorize all those tons of medications in that pharmacologic class. You can memorize them all individually. Or you could remember the pharmacologic class and the info for that. And then you will automatically know all the information for all the medications within that pharmacology class. It's basically like doing 1/10 of the work. There's like 10 medications in a pharmacology class. You just have to remember the info. Oh, this one is what I want. You just have to remember the info for the pharmacology class. So, Davis drug guide. Davis's drug guide. Sorry, Mr. Davis.
Mr. Davis, it's your drug guide.
There you go.
Oh, you got your old one.
This is my old one. This
with
is the one I love so dearly.
The other one's around here somewhere.
It
This is
is,
the
it's up
current
there.
version. I don't remember what color it is, but make sure you have the current version.
Make sure you have the
by the way.
current version. Thank you.
Okay.
So it's really important that we have the current version because, actually, they're so much thicker. The new one, like, you have to be updated on your medications and make sure you have the updated version. It's right there.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not going to pull it out because it's under all my books. In the front here, the red tabbed section is classifications, like drug classes, and that's where you're going to want to look. Okay, that's where you're going to want to look first. And then in this white section here is all the individual medications. So this red tab section will walk you through the mechanism of action and stuff for the medication classes. Drug classes. And then, this white section here will walk you through all the info for the individual medications, but it will align pretty closely, which is why we tell you always to try to study your medications by pharmacologic class. If the pharmacologic class doesn't work, therapeutic class could work. You just have to be more careful with it to make sure that the medications are do line up, like with the mechanism of action, the side effects, and those things. So that is my biggest tip for that. Now, med cards. Okay, so there's 2 YouTube videos that I want you to take a look at. Go to YouTube, type in Nursing SOS Drug Guide. Nursing SOS Drug Guide, and that's where I walk you through step-by-step how to use this drug guide. Then we also have a whole YouTube video on med cards and how to make med cards to learn your meds faster. What? So go to YouTube, type in Nursing SOS Med Cards. Cool? We all good with that?
Yeah, sounds
Sweet.
good.
And again, it's on page 22 of the Nursing School Study System. Boom. NursingSchoolOfSuccess.com/study system. There you go. There you go, my friends.
Awesome.
Right.
We have a follow-up question that was asked probably last week.
Okay.
About meds, and we were just talking about questions that haven't been asked before. This one, I don't remember talking about this, so it's interesting. I get so nervous when passing meds in clinicals.
Mm-hmm.
Any recommendations for that?
Triple check your medications always. Use your unique identifiers, give meds carefully, and triple check. That's really the biggest thing. And then just practice, knowing your meds and making sure that you are passing the right ones. It's so important, right?
Yeah.
So important. Triple check always.
So that nervous, we talk about this pretty much every AMA, the idea of mindset and what goes beyond that. So that nervousness is coming from somewhere. It's you not being sure about something or not feeling confident about what you're doing. That's where that nervousness comes from. So how do you solve that? Yeah, just a lot of practice, a lot of studying and triple checking, make sure that everything you're giving is above board. And
absolutely.
And continue with that. Yeah. So I would assume that, of course, you're going to be nervous the very first time you're doing it. But as you continue doing it, you will get a little bit more confident there.
Yep.
I also think that a little bit of nervousness is helpful.
Good.
Right? Is good. If you're like, all right, let's just give them these things and let's see what happens. I've got this. A little bit of cautiousness, caution. I think that is helpful as well. So don't think that you have to be 100% confident in everything you do, and that if you have a slight bit of nervousness or slight bit of doubt, that's a bad thing and that you're horrible at everything. No, that's not true. So a lot of it goes into mindset too. So
amen to that.
Yes.
So Charlotte, I don't know if you're on, but you were asking me about my coffee on Monday, and I just made oat milk. I just learned how to make oat milk yesterday. I used to do oat milk in my coffee, and I just learned how to make oat milk yesterday by myself. I consider that a win. And so I've been using it in my coffee, and what I've noticed is that it gets thicker the more it cools.
It gets thicker?
I don't know. Is it just me?
Okay.
I feel like it's getting thicker as it cools, which is kind of a unique experience. Because every sip is unique.
Interesting.
It's thicker.
So I'm not sure if
Slowly
I'm not sure if that would work for me, right? Because we drink coffee pretty much every time we're on here. Mostly from home. We make our coffee. Other places too. Non-sponsors.
They're like,
of
wait
this.
a second, you
Yes.
guys. You're always here with your Starbucks coffee.
We put the coffee in the Starbucks mug just to feel posh. But
that's not true. Well, these mugs, yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking like the paper ones we come because like on Mondays we
I
tend to
put
go
my
to
coffee
Starbucks.
in the paper now.
Do you really?
I-
Oh no, you would have totally had
Yeah.
me on that one.
No, I do not.
That would've been
Sometimes
so funny.
okay, so this is the moral of this story. I actually take the paper and put it in this guy because this holds the heat a lot longer.
There you go.
And it takes me about a day to finish this. All day. I just
All
kind
day.
of nurse it all day long. So the oat milk getting thicker, I'm not sure if I'll be able to get through that by the end.
That
so
would be rough because I
that
think it's
is
like
interesting.
thick on the bottom because it like settles, like the oats kind of settle down.
Mhm.
Kind of weird. So
Yeah.
anyway,
So
I
I don't
like
know.
it, but
What do you guys put in your coffee? I am curious. I also do the whole bulletproof coffee thing. So
gross.
coconut oil
So
or I don't know the technical term
All
for
the
that kind of
butter.
oil, and then lots of butter. And our little one likes it
I don't
because we get to use
understand.
the blender for that, and he's a fan of
See.
using the blender. So
gross.
I would like to know that.
I don't.
What
I
do you
don't-
guys
it's so
use
gross.
in your coffee?
What
If
do
you
you
do
use in your
drink coffee, if you do not drink coffee, what do you drink? Tea,
Tell us.
all the things. Yeah.
Yeah, tell us.
Let me see.
Okay, first off, while Matthew's finding questions, you guys, we have like such a backlog of questions over the past many weeks. So we try to answer your questions on these AMAs, and if we don't get to them, we will just keep rolling them over to
We
the
just
next
keep
one.
rolling
Keep
it over.
rolling
So
them.
be sure to come back to hit the subscribe
Yeah.
button, hit the bell so you're notified every time we go live because we will answer your questions.
Mhm.
We do.
Hit all the buttons everywhere. Facebook,
Just
Instagram.
randomly.
I don't know. Like it on Facebook, what have you. YouTube, subscribe, like it. Subscribe, hit the bell. YouTube. I don't know my words. Hit all the
words.
buttons.
Just
all
see
the
what
buttons.
happens.
So we will be taking a break for Thanksgiving,
Oh, okay.
which means that we are taking a break next week too. So we're gonna have 2 full weeks off of this nursing school show.
Hooray!
So we are not going to be here next week, which I don't have dates for that. I'm just saying next week and then Thanksgiving. So we will see you back in December. Right?
Yeah, I
That's
think
right,
that
right?
should be good, right?
Do I have my weeks correct?
I can
We
look,
should double check
but,
before I actually permanently
But
say
yeah,
this.
next
Yes.
week, Monday, Wednesday, and the week after that, Monday, Wednesday.
Oh
so
no, but we will not. We will see you back on the 30th
we'll
of
be back
November.
the very last day of the month.
So we will
So.
see you in November still.
Yeah.
Apparently. Okay, so that's what I was gonna say.
So.
So cool. All right. So
All
we
right.
will see you on the 30th. Yes.
So
Just so you know, we're not.
that's all the
like,
logistical
That's all
information
the
for
logistical
you.
stuff. There you go.
We
We still have questions to answer. I was just letting you know we're not going to be here next week or the week after.
Yes. So get your questions in. Madison, and I didn't get your whole name, but Blue, I saw. It could have been whatever else on here, but just general tips. We can go high level, not really go into too much detail because guess what? It's in the study system.
Guess what?
Tips on studying finals and resources that help
one.
with HESI/NCLEX focus.
Yeah. So, okay. So first tip for finals. Okay. Matthew is totally right. It is in the nursing school study system, how to study for final exams. And I'm trying to find it to help you find what page it is on. It is a bonus in here. So the biggest thing for finals, there it is. It's on page 55. So if you have the nursing school study system, check it out, page 55, nursing-school-of-success.com/study system. So how to study for final exams. The first thing I want to make sure that you do is start studying for finals 2 weeks before. 2 weeks beforehand. So if your finals are, where are we at now in the calendar year? If your finals are the first week of December, you're going to want to start studying now. If your finals are the second week of December, you're going to want to start studying next week. Do I have that right? I think I have that right. So if your finals are the first week of December, start studying now. If your finals are next week, start studying yesterday, 2 weeks ago, a week ago. So just make sure that you are giving yourself 2 full weeks to study for your finals. Now, when you study for your finals, you want to make sure that you collect everything, all of your notes everywhere, and break them up into smaller packets so it's not overwhelming for you. So take all of your notes from the term, break them up into smaller packets that you can go through one at a time. Because if you just have a full stack of paper and notes and stuff to go through, you're not going to study. You need to break those up into smaller sections and study them one at a time. It's going to help you stay motivated and not get overwhelmed by all the things you have to study. And then we also have a fantastic step-by-step process for how to study for finals. I highly recommend that you go over to YouTube, type in Nursing SOS Final Exams, and videos will pop up where I walk you through the step-by-step process. It's also in the study system. So nursingschoolofsuccess.com/study system. So really, let me see if I have my props.
Okay.
Do I have props? Oh, I have paper. Okay, so here's the thing. When you're studying for finals, let's say that you wrote all your notes. You have your notes like this page here, and you're going through them. What you're going to want to do, here's one packet. So you break up all your notes into smaller packets. So let's say this is one packet. You're going to go through that packet with a highlighter, and you're going to highlight the things that you don't yet know or can't remember. Okay, only highlight the things that you don't yet know or can't remember. Then you need a refresher on. Highlight it. Don't worry, you're going to have a lot of things highlighted. That's totally fine. Then the next step is you're going to transfer everything you highlighted. You're going to rewrite it onto a separate piece of paper. So what you highlighted here, you're going to transfer it onto a separate piece of paper. Then you're going to study this. You're going to do concept maps. You're going to do NCLEX style questions. You're going to write it out again and again and again. You're going to draw pictures. You're going to do flashcards. You're going to write on whiteboards. All the things to help you study and remember this. Watch videos on it. If you're a Nursing SOS member, go to the Nursing SOS membership community and learn it. Let me teach it to you. Let us teach it to you. So then you'll learn this stuff. And then after you feel like you've got a pretty good grasp on it, do it again. Highlight the things that you don't yet know or can't remember, and then transfer it to a new piece of paper. And you're going to do this again and again and again until you understand all of it. Does that make sense? It's the best way to study for finals, especially a cumulative final, because you have so much information and you really have to make sure that you understand it all before your final exam, because if it's cumulative, especially, you're going to be tested on things that you learned in nursing school 8 weeks ago, right? Right? Crazy. So there you go. You'll do great. Give yourself a full 2 weeks. Give yourself a full 2 weeks to study for final exams. And it's on page 55 of the Nursing School Study System. I know we have multiple YouTube videos about it. So if you go to YouTube, type in Nursing SOS Final Exams, boom, there you go.
Very cool.
You asked for high level.
Yeah,
and I gave
that was
you
high
all
level.
the things.
So
I give you all the stuff.
There you go.
That was
Christina
not
just
high
goes
level.
above and beyond and just
There you go.
gives you guys everything.
I just give you all the answers.
So yeah, if you need more details though, our YouTube videos or the study system again.
Boom.
Great resources for you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see here. Are we good to keep going?
I think so.
For those just joining, welcome to the Nursing School Show. It's Christina. I am Matthew.
What up?
We talk
Hello.
mostly about nursing school questions. Sometimes we talk about other things too, like coffee. BOMA, we talk about coffee because everyone loves coffee. And we were just curious what people drink to stay awake, alive, alert, awake,
Welcome,
enthusiastic.
BOMA. This is the first time I'm listening to you guys live. Why are you discussing coffee? Because I love coffee.
Yes.
Come on.
We do really like our coffee.
Come on.
Where we are located, coffee is a big deal.
It is a big deal.
So.
Anybody else? Like where you live, coffee is a huge deal here in the Pacific Northwest. Huge.
Yeah.
It is not something we mess around with around here, my friends. Not something we mess around with. That is so funny. Fatima, I am glad that the tips were helpful for you. Sweet. There was something else I was going to say about finals. Oh, I wanted to mention, we always recommend that you use flashcards and whiteboards when you study. Now, I've always recommended that you get the huge whiteboards from Costco, like Costco-sized whiteboards, right? And like, how much are they at Costco? Does anybody know? I think
they are $20.
$20. There you go. So I have 2 of them, so $40 total for 2 huge whiteboards. Now, I was at Target yesterday.
Oh.
Because I can do that now.
Target is her happy place.
I went to Target yesterday. They have those big whiteboards.
Oh, okay.
I had no idea. I think that they're new because I would know.
Yeah.
I would have noticed if they were there before. Not that I have an obsession with Target or anything. So, okay, here's a side story. There you go. I went to Target yesterday and I was going for mason jars. I was going to Target for mason jars for my oat milk, for my coffee. And I come home and Matthew's like, how was Target? I was like, oh, it was good. I need to go get the bags out of the car. And he's like, oh no, I'll go get it. I was like, no, babe, it's probably best that I do it. Because I'm not sure you want to see everything that I came home with. And he goes, I already know because I got the email because our, we have a threshold for purchases that like, if anybody exceeds it for like fraud or something, if anybody exceeds that, then we're notified of it. And I exceeded that. So he was notified when I checked out at Target.
I don't see what the big deal is because I mean, you're not alone. This is a meme. Like Target is a meme, right? That like you guys just love Target apparently for some reason.
Like women,
like
me. Yeah, like moms.
You guys as in women and moms. Yes. Yes, that is what I'm talking about.
Of course.
So
I got pumpkin pie spice. I got mason jars. I got a throw blanket for Christmas. I got a tree skirt. What else did I get? I got what did I get? Turmeric, I think. I got like lots of spices for baking. I got lots of like different flours for baking. It was great fun. I got some Christmas gifts for people. I went for mason jars. Got everything else. I bought the whole store. It's fine. It's totally fine. Happy Christmas, you guys.
It is Christmas already,
Happy Christmas.
We're good. Look at all these comments back.
I love it.
Coffee is cultural for me. Sarah goes nowhere without coffee.
Sarah goes nowhere. Hi, Sarah. I'm so glad you're here. I feel like I haven't talked to you in forever, Sarah. How are you?
I am the caffeine person too. Yes, we are all caffeine people. So I'm going to use that though, and I'm actually going to segue over to a question using coffee. There we go. Actually, April's asking study tips to keep focus other than just drinking lots and lots of coffee.
It's getting thicker.
Just leave it alone.
Just me? I don't know.
It'll just become like
oat milk before. It just keeps getting thicker. Okay.
So study tips for keeping focus.
Yeah.
And so finishing this up, not alone in this, definitely not alone in this, April. Struggling with stressors like at home, like nursing school is not enough stress by itself. So study tips to keep focus, especially probably at home and studying from home and doing classes from home.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Yes.
I have a lot of things. When you're trying to study and focus, when we're talking productivity and efficiency and focus, make sure that we're not just talking about studying, but everything else outside of studying. We constantly are talking about how are you thinking about things? How are you feeling? You know, how is your life structured? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you drinking enough water? Are you eating well? Are you... Okay, I'm not going to say it. You have to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Always. Because if you're not sleeping, if you're not drinking water, if you're only drinking coffee.
Yeah. There is a limit to that. Just throwing that out there.
I do have a water bottle with me pretty much always. So that's important. Just drink water. Make sure that you are you're setting yourself up for success, right? Like you can't expect yourself to go and sit down for a 4-hour study session when you're exhausted and hungry and just foggy. Like your brain is just foggy, right? So it's really, really important that you set yourself up for success in that way. Now, with studying, though, some study tips that I used in nursing school and still use now. When I'm writing, what do you do when I'm writing? Do we talk to Christina when she's writing things?
Oh.
On the computer? Yeah. If I'm writing stuff, if I'm like in flow, like I'm like, nobody talk to me. I am here for this. I am here for this. So like you kind of have to block out the world, right? If you were like focused, if you were trying to have a focused study session, have a focused study session. Like you had mentioned before, like white noise and stuff. Does that work for you?
White noise really kind of doesn't work for me. I just like silence mostly. Just listening to just music in general doesn't work for me. I know a lot of people that it does work for. So I think know thyself, know what works for you and kind of lean into that. So if white noise is your jam, go ahead and do that. If silence, find a way to get as quiet as possible. But really the idea is finding what works for you and then leaning into that. So with Christina, when she gets in flow, basically she is very focused. And that's the other thing too, that I'll just interject here is it is all about really getting 100% focus. And if you're going to study 100% of the way, just go for it. Make sure that your environment is set up in a way that you can do that as much as possible. Set up expectations for those in the household. And one of the big things that we do around here is try and get you as efficient as possible when studying. If you study at 100% at max, so instead of multitasking, quote unquote multitasking, because humans aren't actually really good at that. Instead of doing that, just set aside time to really focus on studying. Make that a known expectation in your household so that I'm going to study for this amount of time all the way, and then I'll have more time probably even later to do other things as well, rather than being distracted, being pulled this way and that. So make sure that you set up your environment. If you can put aside a corner, a room, or what have you for your study area. Make sure that that is your study space.
Absolutely.
It's your home, but pretend that you're working. Pretend that you're actually going someplace and clear it out. Make sure that it is really focused on working on studying.
Because let's be honest, we're all working from home anyway nowadays, right? So it is your work. It is your work. So when you are studying, just like Matthew said, block out the world. Make sure, like you guys know, if you've been around for a while, I got straight A's in nursing school and took every single Saturday off. The only way I was able to do that is because I was 100% focused for the 6 days that I was studying. I would wake up at 4 a.m. and start writing a paper. Write it in a day. Right? From like literally 4 a.m. to 4 p.m., 12 hours straight, writing a 25-page paper.
That was how I do. Yeah, that is how Christina did it.
That's how I work. That's how I am wired. Now, if you need multiple days to do it, that's fine. But make a plan and stick to it. So here's my other tip for you that's super helpful that I wanted to mention. I don't wake up in the morning and say, oh, I wonder what we're doing today. We have a plan. I go to bed the night before saying, oh, here are all the things that I'm doing tomorrow. I don't wake up, saying, oh, I wander around my house. I don't know what to do. We make a plan and we stick to it. That's like the hour by hour schedule that we're always talking about, right? Schedule your time hour by hour. What are you going to do at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? What are you going to do at 3 o'clock in the morning? What are you going to do at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 p.m., a.m.? Schedule your time hour by hour so you know exactly what you're doing and when you are doing it. So if you have a 25-page research paper that you need to get done, schedule in time to do that over the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whenever it's due. give yourself time. Now, with a due date on research papers, I always recommend that you give yourself a buffer. So don't get it done the day before it's due. Make sure you get it done like a week or 2 weeks before it is due so that you have time to like go through it again. Here's a huge tip for research papers. If your school, like your university, college, what have you, has like a writing lab, we had a writing lab at our school. We could submit our paper to them beforehand, and then they would check it for grammar, all of those things. Super handy. So if you make sure that you get your paper done with enough time to do that, though, like give yourself enough time to review your paper, make sure that it's, checked for grammar errors. There's no like issues with it, like glaring issues with it. Of course, like your writing lab at school is not going to be able to check you on like, oh, is this pathophysiology correct? Or, those things like the content. It's not going to fact check the content for you, but it will check for like grammar and flow and all those things.
Do they check APA?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
APA formatting. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, if you guys are struggling with APA formatting, the number one resource we use is Purdue OWL. Just go to Google, type in Purdue OWL, OWL, Online Writing Lab. Purdue OWL, Purdue Online Writing Lab. They have a sample APA paper that is gold. I used it all through college, even before nursing school. I knew about it in nursing school because I had used it when we were in college. Did you use it?
I never did APA.
You never
it
did
was
APA.
Always MLA for me and my stuff. So
interesting.
Yeah. So
yeah.
All right. Yeah, I know that's a question that we get every once in a while is APA. So that's really good. Actually, you were talking about class research projects. Faye, I think last week was asking how do you do a class presentation research project. So that kind of goes into what you were talking about. So yeah, definitely start early. But yeah, I think that your main point is planning out everything. We do have a planner that is currently not available, but I'm working on that. But yeah,
in like a couple weeks, you'll be able to go to nursingschoolissuccess.com/planner and it will be there for you.
It'll be there for you soon. It is not there right now, but really we talk a lot about planning, and Christina has her hour by hour plan. So that definitely helps. Back to April's initial point about keeping focus and stressors. A big thing about stressors is the unknown, along with just that kind of being pulled one way or the other. And so those two things will really help a lot with that, is getting as focused as possible, really focus on spending 100% of your time on studying so that you can spend even more time when you're done studying on other things. And then, yes, definitely planning out your day, because once you plan out your day and say, I'm going to stick to this, then that removes the stress of the unknown, which helps.
Absolutely. So with group presentations, something that will be really helpful for you is using Google Docs. I think we talked about this on Monday.
We did a little bit. Yeah, you can
use Google. If you have a Gmail account, if you have a Google account, what have you, you should have access to Google Docs. And it's just a Word document. And if you have a group project with, your clinical group or study group or whatever, everyone can type in one Google Doc and you can see what people are typing in real time, and you can like assign sections to people like, hey, you do the pathophysiology of this, you do like the intro and the conclusion, and then the, what have you, like case study or whatever, like divide up your work in whatever way you want to, and then have everyone type in the same Google Doc. So helpful. Now just make sure they don't delete it. Like, make sure. Is there a way to like make sure that you can only edit?
I'm not sure. There definitely are security preference settings. So maybe if you're the owner, you can prevent deletion or something. Just check out those settings or
look
whatnot.
At the settings.
So
there you go.
Yep. Yeah, I think Google Docs is probably the easiest and quickest, because a lot of people have Gmail, so you automatically have that.
Unless you're like old school and have Hotmail. What are some old school ones? Yahoo.com.
Yeah.
Hotmail.
AOL. Does anyone still have AOL?
Does that even exist? An AIM
AIM?
account?
Yes. I used to have a couple of those.
Do you have like a MySpace email? Hey, just like PM me on MySpace. I don't even know
Yes.
if that exists anymore.
Um,
That's brilliant.
so Google Docs, OneNote also does that. Any of those kind of real-time store in the cloud things work as kind of collaboration tools nowadays. So
We like
any
OneNote.
one of those work really well.
Yeah.
So let me see.
Cynthia, the APA resource was Owl Purdue. Purdue Owl.
Oh,
Purdue. Purdue. Purdue Owl. Online Writing Lab. OWL. Online Writing Lab. But if you just type in Purdue Owl, it should come up for you on Google. Purdue Owl APA sample paper. Like if you just Google Purdue Owl APA sample paper, it'll pop up for you. They have a sample, like an example that they always update every year because the standards change. And there you go. So great.
Very cool.
So helpful.
Moving on. Stephanie
Hi,
had a question.
Stephanie.
Can you help me understand prioritization? We've talked about this, but I think this is a good time to talk a little bit more about prioritization. And then the follow-up there, and you might need to expand on this a little bit, when no one is having trouble breathing or bleeding. So
yeah. So when you take away the ABCs, basically, yeah. So there are, if you guys, you've heard me talk about this
again,
a lot,
study system.
In the nursing school study system. I'm going to find the page for you, Stephanie, in case you have it. In case you don't, I will give it to you anyway. It is on page 40, how to prioritize your patients. So when you are taking a nursing school exam question, you need to make sure that you are prioritizing patient care appropriately. So on page 40, I walk you through the 3 principles that we use. The first one is the ABCs: airway, breathing, circulation. Your patient's airway must be clear. They must be breathing and their blood must be circulating. If one of those 3 things is not happening, game over. You cannot move on. You cannot pass go. You cannot collect $200.
No. I love that game, by the way.
We haven't played that in a long time.
No. And you used to collect them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Monopolies.
We have a lot of them around.
Can't remember where, though. I think they're in the big bins that we were just going through.
Yeah, they're there. We have them.
We have them. We should do like a... You know what we should do? We should do like a Instagram live Monopoly tournament. Like, how many people can play Monopoly all together?
I have no idea.
Can we do like 4? Like, they do more than 4?
There are YouTube channels like that. But
so cool. We should all play Monopoly together sometime, friends. That would be so cool.
And at the end, we're no longer friends because that's what Monopoly does.
That's what Monopoly does. I didn't know that.
I don't know. No, that's what people say. I really like it, but
it's a fun game.
Yeah.
So we should totally make that happen. So it's on page 40 of the nursing school study system, how to prioritize patients. So the airway, breathing, circulation, ABCs, which is what you said, Stephanie. If your patients are all breathing and their blood is circulating, then what do? You're going to move on.
They're perfect.
You are going to pass go, and you are going to collect $200. Pass go, collect $200. Anyway, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the nursing process are the next 2 principles. Now, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, as you've seen it, it's a tier. The first one is physiological needs, which happens to be the ABCs. Airway, breathing, circulation. So you will move on from that. The next one up is safety needs. Then love and belonging, self-esteem, and self-actualization. So you're just going to move up that tier. So if the ABCs are taken care of, that's fine. Move up the tier. Now, the third one is the nursing process. ADPI or ADOPI, if your nursing school uses that. Assessment, diagnosis, O, outcome identification, if your school uses that. Planning, implementation, and evaluation. ADPI. Did I say that too fast?
ADOPI.
Sometimes I feel like I talk too fast. ADOPI or ADPI. Assessment, diagnosis, outcome identification, planning, implementation, and evaluation. If it's just ADPI, assessment, diagnosis, planning, implementation, evaluation. Bingo. So you have to make sure that you assess your patient first before you do anything else. That's basically what that means. So when you were looking at a nursing school exam question, make sure that if there's anything that you need to assess for, that you do that first before you move on to planning or implementing a nursing intervention. Does that make sense? So Maslow's hierarchy of needs, Stephanie, and then nursing process. So those are kind of the three principles we follow: ABCs, Maslow's hierarchy, nursing process. And we have a YouTube video on it. And also, if you're a Nursing SOS member, we have a whole video on how to prioritize patients. So definitely check that out. It's in the fundamentals course, I believe, right?
I believe so, yeah.
So if you go to the fundamentals course inside the Nursing SOS membership community, just check out, we have a video on how to prioritize patients in there for you. So there you go.
Awesome.
And if you are not a Nursing SOS member, definitely join the wait list to be notified when we open it up next time. NursingSchoolOfSuccess.com/join.
I can go ahead and throw that somewhere.
Thank you.
Throw that somewhere.
Someone typed out the owl Purdue thing in YouTube. That was really helpful. Thank you so much.
There we go. I'll go ahead and throw up our wait list.
Ron. Thank you, Ron.
And Nadia.
Hi,
you
Nadia.
mentioned we should have trivia, and the winner. Is this right? And the winner can eat a prize.
I like eating.
We should have a trivia. We should have trivia, and the winner can eat a prize. I like that.
I like it.
It reminds me of our 3-year-old. Whenever we say, "Hey, we have a surprise," he always guesses food. Always, like, without question.
Is it strawberries?
Is it a cookie?
Is it a cookie?
All surprises are food items.
They really
all
are.
surprises are edible.
Oh.
So yes, winner can eat a prize for sure. I like that.
Oh, but here's the thing: like Monopoly would be great, but we were also talking about bingo.
Oh,
that would be so
we
cool
could
if we could do like a bingo.
A kind of bingo thing.
Yeah, like an Instagram bingo something. I have no idea how that would work. Can you guys please put up an emoji if you would be interested in a like virtual bingo night?
Virtual bingo. That will be interesting.
Because come on, who wouldn't be interested in a virtual bingo night? I don't know. I think if you are, we would be best friends. I'm just saying. Virtual bingo sounds really cool.
It does. I think there are some technological hurdles, but we could probably do that.
We can figure it out if enough people are interested.
Nursing school specific bingo. I'm not sure. Maybe nursing instead of bingo. I don't know. But yeah, definitely something to consider. That would be fun.
That would be
like a community event.
That would be a community event.
A community event.
A virtual community event.
Next up,
do it.
Fatima and Merlin were both asking note-taking questions. Is note-taking better by printing or handwriting? So either typing it out on a computer or handwriting is what I'm assuming. And then Merlin kind of the same thing. Is online notes or handwritten notes better? So we were talking a little bit about studying, but yeah. On taking notes, we do talk about this a lot, and it's a very common question. People asking, what computer should I get? What tablet should I get? What should I use to study? Or what should I use to take notes in class? Is it better to handwrite? Is it better to type it out on your computer? Is it better to use a stone tablet and like chisel? Or what have you?
On a tablet.
That might take a while.
A stone tablet.
A stone tablet and a chisel is my preferred note-taking methodology right there. No, I think that our answers have been pretty similar, right? Between me and you. Yeah.
Yes.
Handwriting. Handwriting is preferred as a way of studying, of taking notes, of remembering things. And I believe it really is trying to get as many senses involved as possible. So really that writing has something going on with it.
You're physically doing it. You're physically writing it out. It really, yes, thanks, Nadia. Handwriting helps you store it in your brain better. You're physically writing it out. So you get that kinesthetic learning thing, even though you're not like, doing a skill or something, but you are physically writing it out. It's slower. You can see the words on the page. It just helps. I don't know. There's got to be research on this.
There is
just helps.
There is research, and actually I've seen research going both ways. So I think also it really comes down to what we were talking about a little bit earlier is knowing thyself. Know thyself and
knowing thyself.
I say that a lot because I'm a Matrix fan. For those that don't know it.
Oh, that's from the Matrix?
Yes.
He was just filling me in on what the Matrix is.
And that we're all in it. Just kidding.
But I just didn't, I've never seen it. And so I didn't know what it was. Or the concept of it. So now I know.
Yeah.
The more you know.
But yeah, knowing yourself and understanding. I think the general baseline is if you have a doubt or you don't know, write it by hand. Get some paper and write it out by hand. If you know a little bit more about yourself and do know one way or the other, then definitely trust yourself too. But I'd say that regardless, I prefer, and I'd recommend writing by hand. If it's really messy or whatever, that's completely fine. Transfer it afterwards. Read your notes and type it in afterwards if you want to do that. Because guess what? A lot of memorization is repetition, and that's already another step of repetition. So I'm all for keeping a minimalist look, not having stuff around. I'm really into that. So if you're into that, yeah, write it out, copy it over, and then you have it. So that's just another step for studying as well.
Absolutely.
So I think that we
recommended.
do want you to get as many senses involved as possible. So writing,
eat your notes,
and yes, taste. I'm still trying to get taste in there. Not working so far.
Eat your notes. Don't do that.
Sleep on your notes.
That is so funny.
So
yeah, that is so funny. All right.
Let me go ahead and
what do we got next, my
here.
friends? Hey, just a reminder, we are not going to be here next week or the week after. So we will be back with you after Thanksgiving.
Hooray!
We have been doing the nursing school show, Ask Me Anything show for several months now. So fun.
Yeah.
2 times a week, sometimes every day.
Sometimes we have done that every day in the past. So yeah, if you guys if you have any topics that you want to discuss more,
if you want us to keep doing this,
if you want more or less, go ahead and let us know. Either email us or comment below.
Leave a comment.
Whichever.
Tell
us,
do you want us to keep doing the show? So we are going to be back with you in the first week of December, which is the 30th of November. Anyway.
All right. So I want to hit this question right now because a couple of people asked variations of this, and I know that you'd
I'm
like
totally
this too.
into it.
So, Gloria, I struggle with really bad procrastination because my anxiety of the overwhelming amounts of assignments scares me, and then my body just shuts down. I've tried to get help with my school's therapist because I keep getting panic attacks as well. Please help me. What advice do you have to stop my procrastination? I think procrastination is kind of a symptom. The main issue there is the anxiety. So we want to hit that if possible. So definitely cover this. And then Pedro asks a little bit of variation on this. How can I help a friend with anxiety and panic problems?
Is that like asking for a friend?
So asking for a friend. So I'm not sure if it's actually you and you're just asking for a friend or if it's actually for a friend.
When people use that phrase, it like means them, right?
Yeah.
Like
when they throw that in at the end, hey, I'm asking for a friend. That usually means, but in this case, I'm not sure. So yeah. In either way, if it is for a friend, then you are a very caring person, and that is awesome. And that's why we really love this community, is you guys help each other out, and we like our community and just how helpful everyone is, even in the comments, answering questions that we're not even able to get to. So this is an awesome community. So yes, and you are a very caring person. So how do you help out a friend with anxiety? But I do want you to talk a little bit about anxiety because I know we've talked about this in the past, and that you have am struggling getting through anxiety
my whole life.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like where I used to live, in anxiety. So the first thing, like you said, Gloria, you do, if it's like serious panic attacks, serious anxiety like that, like get help. Talk to your doctor, talk to a therapist, talk to a psychiatrist, talk to somebody who is credentialed, licensed, right? That can help you through that. Talk to somebody. Now, with that, there's kind of 2 parts to that. So I did someone just told me on that. It's the eye movement desensitization, EMDR, I think is what it's called. That's what I did. So I've done therapy for me. Now, life coaching is what I can do. I am not a licensed therapist. I am not a doctor. Okay. So I highly recommend that if you're having panic attacks, having anxiety attacks, like talk to your doctor, talk to a therapist, someone that can deeply help you through that. Now, if we are just talking about stress and things in nursing school, like kind of that low level stress, like it's not like totally impacting our life. Like a lot of it is that thought work, that we have to do. Changing our thoughts about things, making sure that you can catch the negativity in your brain. Because my guess is, Gloria, that you don't believe that you are going to pass nursing school. You don't believe you're good enough. You don't believe you can do it. You don't believe it's possible for you. And therefore, because you have all of those deeply ingrained beliefs, you are procrastinating. You are not studying, is what I gather. And therefore, if you are procrastinating and not studying, you're going to self-sabotage your own success on your next exam. That is the self-fulfilling prophecy, that spiral of self-sabotage that we talk about all the time. If you don't believe you can do something, you're not going to study. If you don't believe you can pass nursing school, you're not going to study, and you're not going to be prepared for your exam and might end up failing your exam. Right? Step by step. Follows one after the other. You don't believe you can pass, so you're not going to study. You're going to procrastinate, put it off, not stay focused, not be productive. And then what happens? You don't do as well on your exam. But if you were to believe that you could pass and then study, make it happen. You have a much better chance of doing well on your exam if you study, right?
True story.
True story. So I hope that was helpful.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad she said it was helpful.
Yeah, I think that a lot of that is that self-sabotage and trying to get out. What did I use the other day? My 50-cent words. Oh, virtuous cycle. Get into that virtuous cycle.
Virtuous cycle.
So
I love it.
Yeah, and definitely we were talking about this on other AMAs as well. So if you want to look back, that we do talk about Christina's anxiety a lot as well. But yeah, definitely talk to someone. Like it looks like you have been. So yeah, just get to that underlying thoughts, underlying issues there. So and for Pedro, show your friend this video clip.
Hope it helps.
Hope it helps with that as well. And yeah, just be there for your friend.
Gloria's like, wow, it's like you were reading my mind. I know, because we're the same, friend. I have dealt with anxiety my entire life. And it really came to a head in nursing school and shortly after nursing school when I really decided to get it under control. I've done really well.
Yeah.
Therapy and life coaching together. I actually coach with Brooke Castillo at the Life Coach School. So check out the lifecoachschool.com. I highly recommend it. I can't say enough about her and her work and everything that she does in the world. So good.
And I like Christina to talk about these because like she says, she's going through this and that she's working through that with life coaching and whatnot. And I also like to talk about these things too, because I don't experience that.
Yeah.
So I
like
don't,
the actual anxiety.
The actual anxiety, of course, yes, stress and things like that. But it's foreign to me, that level of anxiety. So I like to hear about it and hopefully help you guys with that too.
Yep. So there you go. I'm glad it was helpful for you, Gloria. April, so happy to have you here. Glad it was helpful. And all of you guys that are commenting right now, thank you.
Thank you all. Do we have any YouTube videos on head-to-toe assessment? Do you know?
We have
on how to do a head-to-toe assessment?
No, not any real. No.
Okay.
We have like the nursing process ones and the fundamentals stuff in the membership community. We have a transcript in the membership community. We have head to toe cheat sheets in the membership community. If you go to nursingschoolofsuccess.com/transcript, nursingschoolofsuccess.com/transcript, you will be able to access a full transcript for a head to toe assessment. It's going to be so helpful for you.
Okay. Yeah. So that was for Hazelnut. Tips to do head-to-toe assessment and charting in 30 minutes. So I just wanted to circle back around that because Brandy just had her first clinical, did a head-to-toe, had so much fun doing that. And we were talking about head-to-toe, how you had to do one in 20 minutes.
Plus documentation.
Plus
so
documentation.
It was everything in 20.
Okay. Yeah. So definitely Hazelnut for tips for head-to-toe assessment and charting. Go ahead and do that.
Or maybe it was 20 minutes for the head-to-toe and then 10 minutes charting. Maybe they did give us a half hour. I don't even remember anymore.
So
this is thicker.
There you go.
This is so odd. I'm gonna keep working on my oat milk, and I'm gonna
We will give you an update when we
update
get
when
back.
We come back.
We are not here next week or the week after.
We are taking a break for Thanksgiving.
We are taking a break.
So let's call this season 1 of the Nursing School Show.
All right, we're wrapping up season 1 as we just decided a couple seconds ago.
That makes me feel legit. Season 1 of the Nursing School Show.
Yes.
That sounds good.
All right, so we'll start season 2 when we get back. I like that.
I like that too.
Okay.
This is my first time on your channel, so I was wondering if these videos are saved in your channel after you finish live streaming. Yes.
They are all saved there.
They are all saved there.
Yes.
Because we save everything.
Except for that one very, very first video on Facebook, apparently, that you took off.
Except for the one that no.
Yeah.
That's not going back into the world. It was terrible.
But we're glad that you enjoy and
love it.
You take care. We will see you on the last Monday of November, whatever day that is.
On Instagram. So which URL was it? nursingschoolofsuccess.com/transcript. TRANSCRIPT.
Maybe.
Because I can spell. nursingschoolofsuccess.com/transcript. There you go. Yes, that's one. nursingschoolofsuccess.com/transcript. There you go. All right, friends. We will be back with you in
2 weeks. November 30th.
November 30th.
At 9 a.m. Pacific.
9 a.m. Pacific time.
Noon Eastern, and all the other times if you figure that out.
Let's go. Have a fantastic Thanksgiving, my friends.
Or as I like to call it, pre-Christmas.
Pre-Christmas.
All right.
Pre-Christmas.
Take care, guys.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
I will press it.
Good job.